spin this open bottle of water around in a circle over my head, what do you think might happen? That the water might spill? Let's see. Well, no spill. What you've just observed is a physics phenomenon known as centripetal force. And the same force that keeps the water in the bottle is what keeps you from falling out of roller coasters when it's going upside down through loops. Now, I love roller coasters, and I was always curious about exactly how they work. And through taking several physics courses throughout high school and now college, and by doing research from sources like NASA and Britannica, I learned it all comes down to one thing called centripetal force. Now, I know you guys are middle schoolers, and maybe you haven't taken any physics course yet, but I'm sure you guys are either passionate about roller coasters or deathly terrified of them. But whatever group you fall into, I can promise you one thing: physics is keeping you safe. So today I'll tell you about what centripetal force is and how it works, and how roller coasters are designed to fully utilize this force to keep you safe. So let's start with what exactly this force is. According to Dr. Andy Tack from NASA.gov 2020 article titled More on Uniform Circular Force, centripetal force is a force that pulls objects towards the center when they're moving in a circular motion. And the word centripetal literally means center seeking. Now, in the beginning, you observed how when I was spinning the water bottle in a circle, the water stayed in the cup. Naturally, the water would want to go straight. This is inertia. But my arm was pulling it in, and the bottom of the cup pushes up on the water, creating that inward force, keeping it in. And this inward pull, this inward force, as long as it's greater than or equal to the force of gravity, it will be able to defy gravity and the water will stay in the cup. Now, this is the same thing that happens when you're riding on a roller coaster. You, like the water, would want to keep going straight, but the track curves in and it creates this inward curve, this inward circular motion, and as long as you're moving fast enough, this force is able to strong enough to keep you pressed into your seat. Now, I know that can sound kind of complicated, so I'll give you another example that maybe you've experienced before. Let's say you're driving in a car, and it takes a sharp turn. You might notice that your body jolts forward a little bit. That's inertia. Your body wants to keep going in the direction it was going. But the car curves in, and it creates this inward force, and the seat applies the centripetal force on you, keeping you in your seat and putting you back on your path. So now that you know what centripetal force is and how it works, let's talk about how roller coasters are perfectly designed to fully utilize this force to keep you safe. According to Edward Vega in 2022 from Vox.com, loops are not perfect loops. They're actually more like extended teardrops called clothoid loops. They're actually extended teardrops called clothoid loops. And this is so that the force can be distributed so that it's not too strong at the bottom or too weak at the top. So that it can be just comfortable enough and just strong enough that it's able to keep you pressed into your seat without being just too much pressure. The speed also matters because you have to be moving fast enough that the force can be strong enough to keep you pressed into your seat. If you were going too slow, you would fall out. And if it was going too fast, it would just be uncomfortable. So engineers meticulously design the track shape and the speed of the coaster to make the most of this force and keep you safe. So we talked about what centripetal force is, how it works, and how roller coasters are designed to fully utilize this force. We went over examples, analogies, and a live demonstration to help you really understand this concept. So now, next time you're at a theme park, whether you're passionate about roller coasters or terrified of them, you can feel safe and happy knowing that physics is guaranteed to keep you safe. Thank you.